Today we're getting serious. If you, like me, were looking forward to our Jaden Daniels NFL debut, you know the first game wasn't what we wanted. We lost 37-20 to the Buccaneers, but hold on, let's not panic. This is just the beginning of a long journey, and today we're going to break down what happened in this debut. So, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, because there's a lot of good stuff coming. And in today's last news, you'll be surprised by the story of perseverance from one of our team players. To start, Daniels' debut had all the makings of being epic. We know the guy has talent, but we also knew the transition to the pro level wouldn't be easy. And that's exactly what we saw on Sunday. A team full of potential but still adjusting its gears. Nobody expected perfection in this first game. After all, it's a new administration, a new coaching staff, and a bunch of new guys on the roster. But let's be honest, right? Everyone wanted a better result. But as true fans, we'll keep believing. Now, even with the loss, we can't say Daniels did poorly. He completed 71% of his passes, which is a very good mark. He totaled 184 yards, with no touchdowns, but also no interceptions. So far, nothing too impressive, right? But what stood out was his running game. Daniels ran 16 times and accumulated 88 yards, plus 2 touchdowns. These numbers, folks, were the best on the ground for the team. So despite everything, we can see he has that grit we love to see on the field. But will this strategy work in the long run? Stick around till the end to find out. When we talk about Jaden Daniels, everyone thinks about how mobile, agile, and good he is with his legs. And that's what he did in this game. There wasn't that explosive play that makes us jump off the couch, but he was consistent, got good runs, and showed he can help the team a lot with his legs. In the post-game interview, he talked about this production in the running game. He said he doesn't care about the number of times he runs, as long as he's helping the team. This shows his winning mentality, right? But is he prepared to handle this physical pace in the NFL? We'll discuss this later because it's serious business. Now we have to talk about something that left me a bit worried. Daniels was very brave in his runs, but at several moments he put himself in unnecessary risky situations. We know he's competitive, that he always wants to gain one more yard, but in the NFL, my friend, it's a whole different ballgame. He took some nasty hits like that personal foul from Antoine Winfield Jr., and then they asked him if he thought it was a dirty hit. He, without fuss, replied, "No, not at all. I play football, so it's part of the game. But is it worth risking his body like this so early in the season?" This is a concerning point. And look, we can't forget to talk about what needs improvement. It all starts with Daniels. If he can adjust some passes and especially take care of his body, the whole team will follow this rhythm. The talent is there, it just needs polishing. The Commanders showed they're not far from competing on equal terms, but there's still a lot to improve. The season is long, and this is just the beginning. Do you agree with me? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you thought of this debut, and if you think Daniels has a future as our QB. Speaking of the future, let's take a look at the upcoming games. Next Sunday, September 15th, the Commanders have a chance to redeem themselves against the New York Giants. It's going to be another tough game, no doubt. But if there's one thing we know, it's that this team has heart. And nothing's better than a victory over a division rival to start the turnaround, right? Stay tuned because this game promises a lot, and we'll analyze everything here on the channel. And of course, click to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Let's go through this season together. But hey, will Jaden Daniels continue to bet on runs, or will he adjust his aerial game to protect himself more? That's the big question that remains. The guy has talent, no one denies that. But will he be able to stay healthy and evolve enough to take the Commanders to a higher level? Only time will tell. Now let's talk about Brian Robinson. Is he the missing piece to solidify our team's offense? I know you have this question and are eager to know what the future holds for this young running back. So I'll tell you right away. Stay until the end of this video, because I'm going to tell you Robinson's entire journey, from the attempted robbery he suffered to what he's been doing on the field lately. And look, if you're a Commanders fan like me, you won't want to miss any details. And before I forget, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Let's start by talking about last Sunday, where Brian Robinson Jr. had a solid game, totaling 89 yards on 15 touches and scoring a touchdown. A performance that, for many, already shows that he could be the future of the Commanders. But was this game enough to secure his long-term position on the team? We know that the NFL is a league where one game doesn't define anyone's future, but Robinson has undoubtedly shown consistency and a lot of strength on the field. He's the type of player who gives 100% on every play, and that's exactly what the fans want to see: grit, determination, and dedication. Now let's recall his story a bit, which wasn't easy at all. Robinson was selected in the third round of the 2022 draft by the Washington Commanders, a choice that left many fans with high expectations. He signed his rookie contract in May of that year, but unfortunately, before even having the chance to show his talent on the field, he was the victim of an attack. In August 2022, Robinson was the victim of an armed robbery and was shot twice, once in the knee and once in the glute. The news shook the football world, and many wondered if he would be able to play again. But like every great player, Robinson showed resilience. Just one day after the incident, he was out of the hospital and started his recovery. Unfortunately, he missed the first 4 games of the 2022 season, but made his debut in Week 5 against the Tennessee Titans. In that game, he ran 9 times for 22 yards, a modest performance, but one that already showed the beginning of his recovery and his determination to return to his maximum level. And then, in Week 6, came the first big moment of his career, his first touchdown, which was also the game winner against the Chicago Bears. The guy decided the game in the last quarter, and that, my friends, is what differentiates normal players from the great ones. And from there, we saw Brian grow. In Week 12, he had his first game with over 100 rushing yards in the win against the Atlanta Falcons. With each game, he seemed to establish himself more as a fundamental piece of our offense. Now let's talk numbers. Robinson ended his rookie season with 205 carries for 797 yards and 2 touchdowns. Additionally, he showed that he can also be a weapon in the passing game, with 9 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. These aren't just any player's numbers, they're from someone who, even facing an extremely difficult situation off the field, managed to come back strong and show his worth. And for those who still doubted his impact, he was named by Sports Illustrated as the 2022 Inspiration of the Year, and also received the Ed Block Courage Award, a well-deserved recognition for his courage and overcoming adversity. The 2023 season was even more promising. In Week 10, for example, Robinson shone again, with 6 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown against the Seahawks. Even with the team's 29-26 loss, his performance was a highlight. This game made it clear that Brian isn't just a power running back. He also has the ability to contribute to the passing game, something that makes him even more versatile and dangerous for opposing defenses. But what about now? We're talking about a guy who, in 2023, appeared in 15 games and started all of them. He finished the season with 178 carries for 733 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. In the passing game, he added 36 receptions for 368 yards and 4 touchdowns. These numbers are solid and indicate that he's constantly evolving. However, the big question is he the ideal running back for Coach Dan Quinn's new game scheme? Quinn, as we know, isn't afraid to make changes. He's already shown that he's willing to reshape the roster, leaving behind players from the Rivera era who don't fit into the new system. After Sunday's game, where Robinson ran 12 times for 40 yards and scored a touchdown, in addition to catching 3 passes for 49 yards, Quinn was asked about the running back's future with the team. The answer was clear. Absolutely. He's tough. Seeing him come off the field and the energy he brings, I think for a lot of people they didn't know Brian was the receiver that he is as well. This, my friends, is a huge vote of confidence from the coach in Robinson. He's not just talking about the player's strength in the running game, but also his ability to contribute in other areas. And the truth is, if you want to be a complete running back in today's NFL, you need to be more than just a runner. You need to block, catch passes, do a little bit of everything. And it seems that Robinson is adjusting perfectly to this new reality. Quinn and general manager Adam Peters have said several times that they're looking for players who play commander's ball. And what does that mean? They want tough, uncompromising guys who will do whatever it takes to win on every play. And do you think Robinson doesn't fit that profile? Of course he does. The guy has already shown that he has heart, courage, and above all, the will to win. That's what defines a true commander. Now, looking to the future, there's a good chance we'll see Robinson even more active in the upcoming games, especially against the New York Giants next Sunday. If he keeps up this pace, I have no doubt that he'll establish himself as one of the main pieces of our offense. And who knows, he might be the one responsible for taking us back to the playoffs. But what do you think? Is Brian Robinson Jr. the running back who will take the Commanders to the next level? Leave your comments down below. Now, folks, it's up to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to not miss any news about our Washington Commanders, and leave your like. Let's continue to closely follow the evolution of our team and who knows what the future holds.